America, you with the messenger. So let's get into this. Welcome to Third Eye Knowledge. This is a bulletin for my community. I want everybody now to hear what you're going to see in a matter of hours and days. This country is going to burn. I am encouraging the people in my communities across this country to start throwing colors on. Have one crew per city. Start taking care of your communities and locking down your neighborhoods. If you're going to go anywhere, especially if you have children, please bring a weapon with you and try to bring another person to protect you and to keep you safe. God forbid you're going to run into some pigs. This country is going to burn. The reason why it is going to burn because what your leader said to this whole situation of Mr. George Flynn is this. They're thugs. They start looting, you start shooting. Now, I'm going to tell you where the origin of that came from. That came from a racist pig in 1967, the head of the Miami police force, to the black community. Now, I've grown up in the black community since I was a baby. I've lived in communities my whole life that were predominantly of different ethnicities and different cultures. So I don't know what it's like to think like a Caucasian male. Because no matter what I tried to do, anything I ever tried to do with education, anything I've tried to do, education, I never was treated like a Caucasian male is treated in this country. And I'm going to explain what I mean by that. You walk into the store. Cop pulls you over. No matter where you are in my community, you are a Hispanic male. You have facial hair or a different sound or walk or look or anything to your person. You are targeted. What I mean by what I'm saying is the reason why your country is heading towards the way it's heading is because the leadership in this country are elitist white people. I'm just going to say it. Their attitudes are dominance and power. That is not a fucking myth. That is true. Oh, not all rich white people. Well, you know what? In this community, this is what we see. If this fucking leadership wasn't racist and fucking selfish and dominating and authoritarian and autocratic, what the fuck is Trump doing in the Oval Office and getting another year for? And you trust Biden? I'm asking this country to wake up. Your leadership has got to go. And how do we do that? Exactly how Minneapolis is handling the George Flynn situation. You need to go to Washington and burn the motherfucker to the ground. But everybody's afraid to die. Well, dig this. In about a year, a lot of us are going to die. Trump just cut the last safety net 3 months ago. Those stimulus checks were just to win your vote. We need to take this country back by any means necessary. Now I've left in my third video that's behind the one I'm about to release now is my email and Third Eye business phone contact information. My contact information. Because we need to start organizing on how to get these communities through this. Our leadership is not going to change. Well, we need systematic change. They don't want to change it because that's how they want it. They want these communities here, our communities, to perish. What other examples do you need to say, oh my God? That's the message of the conscious close of this evening, is to tell the American people this. If you do not see what I'm talking about, then there's nothing else anyone can tell you. because we have two ways to actually get through this, and I'm talking to every one of my communities: working class, low income, and prominent, with numerous different ethnicities and cultures. Start organizing. Take what I said at the beginning of the video and take it seriously, because your country and this country, and most likely each and every community that is working class or low income, predominantly ethnic, are going to burn, and they're going to make sure that those legal gangbangers, those pigs that you're supposed to be calling police, are going to kill us all, because that's how they want it. We're beggars, we're bums, we're this, we're that. No, we're human beings. Living in a limited, impoverished communities. And if you cannot see that, there's nothing else anyone can tell you until you sit back and say to yourself, I'm living in shit. Somebody broke into my neighbor's house and there were no police. A little girl was raped in my fucking community 5 years ago. The police never showed up and never took a report. To answer the question and comment of why I talk and look like a gangbanger, there's a reason. They told you that this is a gangbanger. No, this isn't a gangbanger. This is a gangster. I hold doors for women. I treat women with respect. And if anybody disrespects my family, I bring the hate on them. That's gangster. I see a problem in my community, or a problem in one of my son's school systems, or there's a problem in my son's school community. I never shut the fuck up. That's gangster. I care about my son's future. That's gangster. The definition of a thug is somebody who runs around and murders and rapes and kills and causes nothing but chaos and anarchy. That's a thug. Not a protester who's finally sat back and said, yo, I'm done. Fuck this. Tear it down. Fuck this. Light it on fire. Burn that shit to the ground. That's gangster. Fighting for justice. Fighting for your rights. I stopped calling out right-wingers. Why? Here's why. Because you right-wingers do not understand where we're coming from, because 90% of you extreme right-wing and racist pricks don't live in our communities, and you wouldn't set foot in our communities because you think you're better than everybody. Right-wingers usually talk, and never see anyone else's side or spectrum or point or opinion or fact, because right-wingers are usually rich white men and women whom are dominating, selfish, disgusting people. I am sorry, America. You guys keep asking, what do you really think of rich people? That's what I think of rich people. I think they're selfish, dominating, authoritarian, autocratic, and selfish. That's why you have Donald Trump in the Oval Office and just a bunch of fucking racist people running the world. I'm just going to say it, they're running the world. I think it's time where we tear down the system that we have now and fill it with progressives. To answer comment number 3, what do you mean by progressive? What I mean by progressive is people that want change, that truly want change and want to hear it from all sides of the spectrum. That's a progressive politician. And where are they? Do I believe any of them exist? No, I don't. And the reason why I believe none of them exist, because a lot of them say they want change and a lot of them try to run. It's just America. Let's talk. It's the people. The reason why we don't have progressives taking the Oval Office or any part of government is because we're not allowing them to. But in order to even get a progressive through the doors of running and campaigning, we need to tear the system down and tear it down to the ground and build it back up with people like us. Working Joes all the way around. Organizers, leaders, visionaries. People of higher consciousness and intelligence and intellectuality. That's what I truly believe is the best for the best for the country and everybody in America. I wanted to do the conscious closure answering a couple comments and questions because I believe that they're very good questions. And to answer the final question of what I think of white people, I like this question. White people don't exist. A color is a colonizer's definition of another kind of person. The colonizer said, "You're black." Obviously, this is black. And said to the people, "They're brown," the Native Americans. "This is brown, right there. That's brown." White, black, brown, yellow, whatever. That's a definition of a color, an item, a color of an item or something. And that's the best way I can say I don't see white, I don't see black, I don't see brown. I see character, I see personality, and I see intelligence. And what I see in the leadership are just a bunch of colonizers, racist, fascist, communists. And until America, the rest of you, want to either change the way you see and the way you think, we're never going to get anywhere in this country. And so to close and end the video, I wish everybody a peaceful and prosperous and conscious week. And if there's any right-wingers that are still on the fence of what is truly wrong with this country, please watch the video again. I hate racists. I hate rich white people. And the reason why I hate them is because they run the country. And they're trying to stop progress in the country. And they're trying to stop change. And that's what rich white people do. They dominate, they own, and they are authoritarian, autocratic, and fascist people that need to be stopped, and they need to be removed from the United States government and removed from the United States of America. Peace and love.